Hey folks, welcome to Puzzle Spoilers. Today we're taking a look at the Jailbreak puzzle. This is a metal puzzle produced by Bits and Pieces. This is one of many puzzles described by Professor Hoffman in his very famous book, Puzzles Old and New, published in 1893. This puzzle was originally produced in wood. The original spec seemed to call just for 4 bars. This version has 5. The goal of the puzzle is to remove this small metal marble that's trapped inside. Let me show you how to solve it. The secret to this puzzle is that one of these bars is not completely solid and can actually move. To find which bar that is, test each one individually, give it a little wiggle, and one will very obviously move a little bit. There'll be a little bit of play in it. In order to free up this bar, we need to move one of these discs. It looks like there's 3 discs here. The center one, the middle one, rotates a little bit. What we want to do is hold on to that bar that moves and rotate this disc while applying pressure downwards on this bar. And within that center disc, there's a hole where that bar will fit through. So we just want to turn it and push this bar down. Eventually we'll find that hole and that bar will fall down through that hole and leave a little bit of a gap there. Now we're going to use this gap to get the ball out. It might seem like we can simply get the ball out quickly through that opening, but it's not so simple. It doesn't immediately want to just fall out, as you can see there. There's something here that we can't perceive with our eye. The gap between this bar and this bar is a little bit more than this bar and this bar. I confirmed that with calipers. This is about 1/10 of a millimeter, a little bit wider. So we need to get the ball into this opening right here. This gap here is slightly bigger than that gap on the other side. So the ball will come out of that side. So let's get the ball into that spot, just like that. One important thing to note here in the final step, the ball is not perfectly spherical. The ball is kind of flattened on 2 ends, and those 2 ends must be oriented correctly before the ball will fall out. Make sure that the bar doesn't collapse on itself. It can fall back into the original position there, so keep it open. And then with the ball in the correct spot, we can slowly rotate it with the pad of our finger. We can just barely touch it, and eventually as we rotate it, it will fall out. It's pretty hard to see, but we can see that the end of that ball is a little bit truncated. And when the ball is oriented correctly in that gap, it'll be just slim enough to fall out. To put the puzzle back together, we just reverse the steps. We're going to put the ball back through the way it came in on that upper right gap area. So with the ball in that spot, slowly rotate it until it goes back in. And then we can push this bar back up into that hole on the upper part of the puzzle. And then hold that bar in place with your thumb and then rotate the center disc here so that the hole is no longer aligned with the bar, and that'll lock the bar back in. The ball bearing is now trapped again in its jail cell. I'll put a link below to where you might be able to find this puzzle at auction. If you found the video interesting, please consider liking and subscribing. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. That's it for today, folks. I'll see you on the next video.